It is going to be oGsTOP against LucifroN. LucifroN playing for his tournament life. Give a cheer for your blue Terran, oGsTOP in the top right.
And make some noise if you want LucifroN to get back into this and go for a three-way tie to fight for his life.
So again, it's on Xel'Naga Caverns. We have already seen that Top has a very solid way of playing, favoring that early Raven just in case there is some sort of Banshee harassment coming up. But, you know, we have seen a lot of very aggressive, micro-oriented stuff out of LucifroN. Wouldn't be surprised to see big Marine Marauder pushes.
Yeah, that's the thing with Terran versus Terran. There's actually so many ways to play this matchup. You can obviously go very tank-heavy, you can go very infantry-heavy, and you can also go for the Banshee kind of style. There's a lot of different styles. It's a very fragile matchup, actually, even though... I mean, fragile in the terms of there are so many different builders you can use, and it makes it very interesting to see. And we are both players are going to play pretty standard. Having the supply depot directly next to the command center, like I said previously, the key point in this game is positional play, especially holding these two Xel'Naga towers, because you can actually just strangle your opponent in that kind of sense, that you can keep him on the back foot, you can expand freely. And with the expansions on the left-hand side of the base and the right-hand side, you can clearly just put a supply depot on the turret and have a complete vision across the entire map.
Absolutely. I mean, these Xel'Naga watchtowers are essential. In a lot of circumstances, when people say, what's the best way to combat this strategy? The answer is just have a lot of vision. If you have a lot of vision, you can deal with drops, you can deal with harass, you can deal with early pushes by spotting them. So both players being very smart by sending out early scouts, and oGsTOP just briefly gracing by that watchtower.
Yeah, and as you were saying with the towers, that not only can you see incoming attacks, you can also do it yourself, because he doesn't have any control either. So you just have complete control. You're driving the game exactly how you want it to go. We are seeing a little bit of an SCV fight here, even though they're like on the same team, it's just different colors. They're like, no, I don't like you. I don't like you in that blue t-shirt.
It looks like we do have some Marines popping out for LucifroN. No second gas yet from either player. Second gas, the biggest indicator of what strategy the players have planned. It looks like we are going to see almost the identical opening coming from our Korean Terran top. Going to go ahead and just favor that fast factory as well. LucifroN getting a fast factory himself, but again, no second gas from either player. Yeah,
well, it'll be interesting to see if they do spend the next 75 minerals on gas. It looks like LucifroN is going to be putting down the second gas. oGsTOP, though, kind of delaying it a little bit. He has enough minerals to put it down, but decides not to, which is kind of interesting, because obviously if you're going, oh, he does put it down now, which is kind of a little bit late. But then again, it doesn't make too much difference. It just means that he doesn't really need that much gas that fast into this game.
And it looks like two Marines moving up for LucifroN. Uh-oh, Top doesn't notice in time, so he does take a few significant hits. There is one SCV hiding in the corner. When this factory finishes, we might see a proxy starport here. He could just be spotting, but I would probably put my money on that proxy. Yep, there's the starport going down. Banshees, like you said, so effective.
And the thing that LucifroN has, he has this Xel'Naga tower, and he also has a Reaper being made. It's just about to come out. And obviously, he's going to be able to go into the base, but look how smart oGsTOP. He has a patrol Marine on the bottom of that, expecting this or something along these lines. 3 Marines on the ramp as well. And will LucifroN be able to get in the base to see what's going on? There's no way he's going to scout this left-hand side. He will be trying to get into the base to try and see exactly what's going on. And if he doesn't see the starport, he's going to be like, and especially if he only sees the barracks and factory without any add-ons, he's going to be like, wait a minute, what's going on?
And there's the very fast tech lab, so Banshees can't be started yet. Keep in mind that Banshees take an extremely long time to build. There's LucifroN moving up. Oh no, gets into the base and he sees 2 structures, neither with add-on, and then pops in the back and sees a second gas geyser getting thrown down. So immediately LucifroN is going to be very suspicious. Why are there no add-ons here if you're not spending this gas? It just really makes no sense. So honestly, if you're in LucifroN's spot, you got to be expecting fast cloak Banshees, and he is getting fast cloak Banshees himself, but it's LucifroN's defense I'm concerned about.
Yes, LucifroN's actually, I think what is going through his head is like, wait a minute, there must be a hidden barracks or something. You're trying to beat me on the ground. So he decides to put a bunker, and he has guessed incorrectly. And as soon as this Banshee's out with cloak, it's going to be able to do a lot of damage. And he has no way, no detection. He has energy, but as I was saying before, players never like to keep energy high, especially if you don't know it's coming. And he's going to be in a lot of trouble when this Banshee comes in.
And it looks like Top Spider Sense is working great. His engineering bay is going down. He knows exactly what's up in his opponent's base. LucifroN continuing to scout around, getting a command center of his own. And oh no, there's the Banshee. Oh, the two Banshees are going to float right by each other. Will he be able to see it?
No, he doesn't see it. He goes straight past
it. Oh my goodness, misses it by just a hair. And it looks like Top is waiting until he has two Banshees with Cloak before he moves out. So this will buy LucifroN a little bit of time.
I know, and he's got a second Banshee in the making. He does go into the base of oGsTOP and sees, like, where are you, like, structures? The Banshee is coming in now. Cloak is about to finish as well, and LucifroN is in trouble. He has enough energy, though, but he doesn't have Stim, which is vital against this, especially because the Banshee can kite it, and he's doing so much damage. The second Banshee is incoming as well, and LucifroN is looking in trouble.
Oh, no, a wasted scan by LucifroN, and in the meantime, it looks like LucifroN's own Banshee has reached the back of Top's base. Top has been saving up that energy, but here comes the second Banshee, and he loses the Banshee that had more energy, so that means that Cloak will run out eventually. And in the meantime, LucifroN getting plenty of kills on his own. There come the Marines up, and there's LucifroN's turn to Cloak and do a little bit of damage. But already 14 kills on this Banshee, and LucifroN is already looking very, very slim.
And LucifroN has a Banshee in the base of oGsTOP as well, but he only has 6 kills on the Banshee, even though 6 is good, but compared to the 15 plus on the other Banshee, this turret is great. His Marines are here as well, and all he can do really is harass the supply depots. And this Banshee is coming in again. He's going to get a couple more kills. He's got to be careful not to lose it, though. And really, LucifroN's looking... Well, actually, he has got the command center. If he does manage to get the orbital command up on that, he can use that for mules to get back into this game. But he's losing too many Marines.
And it looks like LucifroN's Banshee's running low on Cloak himself, but it does have 15 total kills, 22 kills. Oh! And he loses the Banshee. But of course, many more Banshees can be produced here. One Viking popping out. LucifroN seeming to have a pretty comfortable position. I mean, if we go to the resource station, LucifroN is a little bit behind on food, but like you said, he does have that additional command center. Can get the orbital command and catch up.
Yeah, I mean, he's using this second command center to actually replenish his SCV. So if you look at the SCV count, he's actually pulling ahead. And one of the Banshees that just died inside of Top's base had 19 kills. And another Banshee is in there taking all these Marines down as a scan, but there is nothing there. 2 Vikings, will he be able to get it down? It doesn't look like it. The Banshee lives and will be back to do more damage.
Very, very nice play there by LucifroN, pulling out just in time. It looks like in Casa de LucifroN, he does have a little bit of a probe lead, or excuse me, SCV lead, and there's the second command center coming down right now. More Marines being made. What happened? Why? Well, it looks like this is a special erector set barracks that can still make Marines while having that little shell on it, so...
I have no idea what's wrong with that.
Well, hey, no problem. It can at least deceive the opponent, because honestly, if you're Top and you fly into LucifroN's base and see that, you think that's a not finished barracks. And here's the transfer for LucifroN heading to the expansion. So Top is now the one feeling a little bit behind.
Yeah, he is feeling a little bit behind, but he does have the kind of the ground army. I mean, the units don't have Stim. The LucifroN's tank doesn't have siege mode, and on the other hand, he has these 4 tanks and Marines, so he's just going to actually just set out the base. He had these 3 Vikings moving down, and he's going to see that this expansion is down, and now Top, technically, he's landing his Vikings, going to be able to do a lot of damage. I don't know if he's going to get any kills, though, as these units do come down and help defend against it. But the expansion has been delayed. He hasn't even got an orbital command on his. And LucifroN pulling away. If we look at the income tab, he is going to start pulling away now, especially with the second orbital command.
And now LucifroN's moving up, still utilizing cloaked Banshee harassment. It looks like Top has just now saved up enough energy to be able to send down 1 scan, but all these tanks and Marines can fall very quickly if he's not careful. There come the 3 Vikings. LucifroN looks like he's going to get just 1 or 2 Marine kills before the scan. Puts him out of his misery, and 14 life left. Oh, nice last second.
I think that turret just gave the extra range for the Vikings to take it down, and it does go down. On the other hand, look at all these Marines from LucifroN. We are seeing we do want to see Stim being researched pretty soon. That's going to be vital. Medivacs are being made. More siege tanks. Siege mode has been put down. A reactor. And look at that. Look at the Viking. I mean, look at that. That's crazy. And it lands down with the scaffolding. Obviously, in repairs being done on that barracks.
We're going to be following that barracks a lot this game, I can tell you that much. That is an exciting barracks. But at the same time, Top might not even give us the chance to do so. Moving forward with a big push force. Oh, the anti-timing. Moving out right as Top is advancing. And there's the siege mode, and LucifroN doesn't notice, and oh, getting some huge free shots. No siege, no stim done yet for LucifroN, and it looks like Top is going to inch himself forward one at a time.
Yeah, and this is a big problem for LucifroN. Even though he has the economical advantage, he's just going to be pushed back further and further back, and he doesn't have siege mode. He's got to be careful. That siege tank somehow still alive, but now damage has been done on the gas line and onto the orbital command, and once again he's pushing more forward, and this is looking pretty bad.
And there's the scan, and he sees the fact that this army is enormous, can't get into the best position, going to try to swing up, pick this off. No, ends up losing one tank, and there's the auto turrets getting thrown down. So LucifroN is in a world of hurt, might end up losing this siege tank, but at the same time, Marine drop harassment from LucifroN, but it looks like Top will be able to retreat in time.
Yeah, this Marine drop, I don't really think it will be able to kill a lot of SCVs, but the Marines are here, and he's just going to clean it up, and it looks like LucifroN will be losing this game, and then he will be going out this game, well, out of the tournament even. He does decide to pull these Marines out, but oGsTOP can just have free range on this Expo and just power away on his natural, putting LucifroN down to one base and edging further and further closer, and not looking good for our Spanish Terran player.
Top just being so careful with how he positions all of these units. And there is the point defense drone helping to absorb some Viking shots. And here comes the big counter push by LucifroN. He needs to kill off all these tanks with ease, and he needs to have a significant win at the end. I still cannot tell if that was a good exchange for LucifroN or not. He picked the tank force off. The only thing LucifroN can hope to do is a huge counter very soon.
Yeah, I really don't think that exchange went in LucifroN's favor, especially because he's not really opting to go for the counter, as you said. He is going to just repair and try to build up, but he lost so many SCVs, actually just defending against that. 22 SCVs to 39, and Top is in full control of this map. He can just take and do whatever he wants now.
And with all these Vikings, this is going to be a great way to pin LucifroN back to his base. He can land these Vikings, he can scout, see what's coming out of all these structures, and pick anything off that gets out of the starport. So it does look like LucifroN is trying to gear up for a bigger push. He does have stim, but no combat shield quite yet.
He could actually just land these Vikings, especially because the waypoint is outside the base, and just take out a tech lab or something, but a couple of Marines are coming back to try and get him. Manages to snipe a Viking off. And we look at the production tab now as well. Stim is being made from oGsTOP, and that's going to make a world of difference in the next engagement.
Now, it does look like we see another factory going down, clearly favoring the big mass tank play. There's an essential scan from LucifroN. It helps him get the exact sense of what's going on in his opponent's base. And even though that first drop didn't work, these consecutive drops are really going to open up a lot of opportunities for LucifroN, because the instant that all of these siege tanks need to unsiege and go somewhere else, suddenly the front is free and open.
Yeah, and LucifroN is going to... Well, this Banshee, hold that thought for just a second. This Banshee getting a couple of free kills on these Marines, edging his way forward, inches every little inch that oGsTOP. If he manages to pick off a tank, that could be huge. But he is going to come down and just try to snipe a couple of SCVs, and he gets one. He is going to get two. He's got to be careful of the turret, though, and he's doing so much damage with this Banshee, and it will eventually... No, it manages to live. No, it does go down.
Manages to die. And there's LucifroN now unloading, and there's the stim sprinting up. Let's see how fast oGsTOP can react. He loses one, two, several SCVs getting taken out right now, and there the turret falls down, and he will lift up and retreat back. And this is a very annoying position to be in, because he can simply sit back here until the Vikings arrive.
I know, these Vikings are going to come in and pin this. They are just going to kill this, and this is going to be pretty bad for LucifroN. Vikings are on its trail. They have missiles locked onto this medevac, and there they are. And he's going to lose all 8 Marines in there as well. And not very good. He managed to kill about 4 SCVs, but I don't think the trade was that good, especially because LucifroN is behind. He needs to make advantages in these kind of drops.
Yeah, 10 food loss. Very, very unacceptable in this sort of position. LucifroN still trying to continue and press forward, making lots of Marines, no upgrades coming out yet. And really, if you are in oGsTOP's situation, you are pretty convinced that you are way ahead, but because he's making so many tanks, he needs to play the game out very slowly and very methodically, so he doesn't want to overcommit quite yet. He's going to try to slowly inch his way forward again for a win.
Yeah, and it looks like he might be able to just siege just outside this gold base and deny LucifroN from taking it, forcing LucifroN to go to the south position, sniping off a Viking. Very nice play by... Oh, is he going to just push this down and kind of tanking a lot of hits from these Vikings? Not really doing anything, but here we are. It looks like this. He can just sit here. This is what I was talking about before about position on this map, is when you move down to these locations, you can just sit outside your opponent's base and make a world of trouble for him.
Absolutely. I mean, this already completely shuts down an Expo for LucifroN, and it looks like LucifroN was trying to get into a good position, but Top is doing a slightly better job keeping all of his units packed nice and tight and close together. There's the cloak from LucifroN. It does end up losing that Banshee, and the real danger is that this third command center has just finished.
Yeah, and we look at the food count, 153 to 102, and it looks like these siege tanks are in range of it. The Raven helping out, but once again, these siege tanks at the front for oGsTOP managed to survive, whittling down the siege tank count. And the Banshee's here as well. He may be able to pick someone off. He's going to move back as there is stim on these Marines.
This is such an awkward situation from LucifroN, but look at how Top is so carefully inching his way forward. What a great example of how not to lose a lead. Just inching forward using one Banshee to zone all of these units, and LucifroN is back at his own front door again in this game.
Yeah, and it looks like LucifroN is going to do another drop, but oGsTOP is going to move in for the kill now. Going to be able to siege onto this command center. It looks like LucifroN needs to do this. SCVs are going.
Oh no, getting completely surrounded. The forces of LucifroN have fallen. It looks like Top will be able to pull a 3-0 in his group. Darting forward, the expansion command center is under fire. It lifts, but there are units on every plane shooting at it, and LucifroN's main is wide open and vulnerable.
Yeah, he can just go in and clean the game out. The only hope he has is these 8 Marines, this medevac, but there are enough units on the natural of Top to just clean this up. And it looks, unfortunately, SCVs, all the SCVs are being pulled off. Vikings landed. Siege mode has been pulled off so we can kill these SCVs. And unfortunately for LucifroN, well, he is doing a lot of damage here, but I don't think he can come back from this position at all as he's losing his production facilities.
And there's the good game. Top with a very confident 3-0 in his group, and LucifroN getting eliminated.
Getting eliminated.
An unreal result. That is shocking to me, to be entirely honest, because that means that the first place player from Group B is oGsTOP. Give a cheer for your winner, oGsTOP.
And second place, which is, looking at the group stages I've got written down here in my predictions, is not what I would have said, but second place does go to Action Jesus.
Give a cheer for the random players in this tournament. Action Jesus pulling a miracle. And of course, some people might call a 6-pool disrespectful or even cheesy, I dare say. But you know what? Honestly, on Delta Quadrant, that is such a strong strategy because it is almost impossible to scout at the right time for Terran. So very well played by him. Both of them will be advancing on to some of the group stages tomorrow. Now, I did want to state that even though we are done with matches today, for any of you who are curious of when the action will start back up, we'll be in Hall C bright and early at 9 a.m. at the Day 9 booth.
Ooh, it looks so good. It's such a cool booth.
There's a light there, and it's green.
It's green.
Yeah.
We like glow like the Hulk. We're sitting there casting. If we get angry, we like look like the Hulk and get.
And we're casting for 3 hours tomorrow morning, and then 3 hours in the afternoon, and then like 6 hours in the evening. So no matter what, just look around and you'll find more StarCraft 2 tournament action. So we will be heading back to the main stage to get a look at our players in a moment. But Apollo, do you have any final departing words for the evening?
Well, I'd just like to say what a great first day for this tournament. There's been upsets, we've had crazy games, back and forth action, and I am extremely excited. Well, first I need sleep. I have to sleep. Then I'm going to be extremely excited for the second day of DreamHack.
And indeed, for any of you who are curious about results, just go to DreamHack.se to check it out. So without any further ado, let's take a look at what's going on down on the main stage. See ya.
Yes, so just a little bit of information here. We're going to